What's up you guys, this is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Quick Draw, we're blowing off some heads when we take a look at the Rubico. Now, when I've fallen for something, it can be a tad hard for me to let it go, which is definitely the case for the Vectis Prime. So when the Rubico was introduced, I had some serious doubts about its performance. But since the sniper rework was just released, I decided to unclench, ease it in, and do a bit of playtesting before I pass judgment. And let me tell you, while this may not be as pretty, I do have to say that once you get your rhythm, you'll be unloading some of the biggest shots you've ever seen. Now, you can pick up the Rubico's blueprint in the market for 20,000 credits, and aside from the Argon, it's pretty easy to craft. However, if for one reason or another you just can't be bothered, you can always pick it up in the market along with a weapon slot and a catalyst for 225 plat. Now, its primary damage type is impact, with a very small splash of puncture and such a teensy tiny amount of slashing that it might as well not be there at all. As we all know by now, impact is amazing at taking down shields but does suffer against flesh and cloned flesh. So don't forget to equip the appropriate elemental combo in order to deal the optimal amount of damage. Now, straight out of the gate, the Rubico seemed a bit underwhelming, with its accuracy, rate of fire, and critical chance all lining up with the general stats of the sniper category, and its damage and reload speed falling a bit behind the pack. Now, if you were just to look at those stats, it would be easy to classify this as a rank and bank. However, those sneaky little momos at DE snuck in a couple special surprises, starting with a 3x crit chance multiplier and a respective 35 and 50 crit damage multiplier increase depending on the zoom. Now, from playtesting, when fully zoomed in, this combo to its crit multiplier actually allows it to outperform my beloved Vectis Prime whenever it crits. And as we know, snipers crit fairly often, 62.5% of the time with a max point strike equipped in this case. When only zoomed in its first rank, however, the Vectis Prime does still outcrit the Rubico, but to be honest, it's only because Charged Chamber is saving the Vectis' bottom. But only temporarily. See, the sniper rework also comes bearing the sniper shot combo counter, which is unique to each individual sniper. The Vectis Prime takes 5 individual bullets to get a 1.5 times multiplier, and 15 to get to a 2 times, while the Lanco only takes 2 bullets, which I'm fully aware are laser projectiles, so don't get your goddamned OCD in a knot, to get to a 1.5 times multiplier, and 6 bullets to get to a 2 times. Now, the Rubico only takes 1 bullet to get to a 1.5 times multiplier, and 3 bullets to get to the double. Now, I keep referring to them as individual bullets because multi-shot from split chamber is factored into your combos. So if you fire off 1 shot with 2 bullets, it adds 2 ticks to your combo counter. With luck on your side, it takes the Vectis Prime 3 shots to get to a 1.5 times multiplier, while 2 shots with the Rubico will already sit you at a 2.0, meaning that while the initial shot from the Vectis Prime may outdamage the Rubico ramps up and ramps up fast, especially with a 5-round clip, which it definitely needs because once you've unloaded, your reload will kill your combo counter even with a maxed out primed fast hands. So the Vectis Prime gains a little ground back in that aspect, with a little more combo stamina than the Rubico. Now, speaking of stamina, can we talk? Okay, so let's be real here. Everybody talks about stamina like it's an amazing thing. And while lasting long enough to have a fun session is definitely important, exactly how fucking long do these sessions need to be in order to qualify as fun? Because while an hour's worth of pounding sounds nice on paper, realistically there is a point where your thighs just start getting sore and your butthole just feels like it's gonna die. Even when it comes to blowjobs, sometimes it comes to a point where your neck hurts and you have to actively make saliva. It's a lot of work. Just take a look at the goddamn Vectis Prime. It's great and fun and you can keep that combo counter going, but you gotta be on that constant manual reload. And even the Lanka's got an extended combo counter, but you gotta charge up before every single shot. See, when it comes to the Rubico, that shit gets up fast, hits all the sweet spots, then has the fucking common courtesy to give your ass a break. Because you did a good job, you popped a few heads, and now you can move on with your day. Speaking of moving on, let's get back to the quick draw. So all in all, the Rubico is pretty fucking good at what it does. Statistically, it's gonna be better than most snipers about 60% of the time. The other 40% though is about average with the quick combos factored in. And beyond that, there's really not much else to say other than the fact that, just like almost every other sniper out there, this is gonna take some serious Forma commitment to get the most out of, because it comes with nothing. So, if snipers aren't your cup of tea, the whole video was probably a complete waste of your time. However, if you're like me, the Rubico and its penchant for very, very satisfying quickies should definitely have you coming back for more. So thank you all for watching another episode of The Rundown. If you haven't already caught it, be sure to check out my snapshot on how to farm focus fast with Loki, as well as my rundown on all of the focus trees. Now, don't forget to do all the things that I ask you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned for slightly above average saliva production, here at A Gay Guy Plays. Now, I don't know if you have seen this, but it legitimately looks like I'm playing peekaboo with my asshole. What is this?